about holidays. Yes, holidays. I know it's only August, we're still enjoying what's left of summer vacation, but I have got to tell the truth. And the truth is, for about the last 4 to 5 years, the holidays have kicked my butt. I mean, by the time December 29th or December 30th finally rolls around, I'm exhausted. I'm just so exhausted. And it's actually been a really, really long time since I could say I've enjoyed Christmas. Sure, I love getting presents as much as the next girl does. I love giving presents, but the holidays are so much work and so time consuming that I'm just too tired to actually enjoy it. And so I'm really working hard to change that this year. And what I'm doing is not just Christmas, but all of the holidays. I have been writing my list and getting things ready and making plans because I am really, really determined this year to be ready for them and to actually have more downtime so I can just enjoy them. And if you're a mom and a working mom, you get this. At least I hope you get this. I hope it's not just me that this is happening to, because I know holidays are all about the kids, making the kids happy, but sometimes I'm a perfectionist. I think there might be just a little bit of Clark Griswold in me that I always want this picture perfect holidays and create all these memories, and I think sometimes I make the holidays harder on myself than they really have to be, and that's something I have to work on. But anyway, I still want the holidays to be perfect. I just don't want to be dead on my feet looking like a zombie by the time they're all done and over with. So I'm going to go through some of the things I've already been working on, trying to make life a little less crazy. So, and I know a lot of my followers are teachers, so if you're in the same boat I am, we still got a little bit of summertime left. You can start working on this right now. One of the first things I've been doing all summer long is envelopes. There's nothing worse after the holidays than getting those credit card bills that arrive in January, and you open those credit card bills and your jaw hits the floor because, oh my God, Christmas isn't just a lot of work, it's also very expensive. So I have been tucking money into these envelopes for a while, and I'm not actually going to show how much money's in here because that's kind of a private thing, but I have one envelope here called Autumn Decor, and I love, the big baskets of chrysanthemums and little sorry about that, the little bales of hay that you put on the front porch and all of that decor and the pumpkins. But that's expensive. It is not uncommon to go to your local nursery and drop $100 or more buying your fall decor. And if you have a husband who complains about how much you spend, like mine, this is a nifty little trick. Every now and then I just shove a $10 bill or a $20 bill in here, and basically when it comes time for my holiday decor for Halloween, I've already got it paid for. It's good to go. My next envelope is Thanksgiving, and this one's a little thicker because I've been tucking a little extra money in here because I like a lot of the products they sell at William & Sonoma. I love their stuffing, I love their turkey gravy, I love their jars of the maple pumpkin butter. Oh, that makes the best pumpkin pie in the world. It just does. And so I buy a lot of the ingredients for our Thanksgiving dinner from William & Sonoma, so that adds up really fast because they don't exactly do coupons or put those things on sale until after Thanksgiving is over. And I always have 2 Thanksgivings because there's a Thanksgiving I do with my husband's side of the family on Thanksgiving Thursday, and then there's the Thanksgiving I do at my house with my family on the Saturday of the same weekend. Yes, 2 Thanksgiving dinners. This is part of the problem with my life. So I have to double up on some of the products that I'm buying, and so that's why I have this envelope. And I dropped my Christmas envelope on the floor, but obviously I'm not alone. A lot of people have a Christmas envelope, and you guys are tucking, money in there all year long to try to ease the blow of those Christmas bills. So yeah, we'll just leave the Christmas envelope on the floor where it fell. But I love this process of just money you don't miss. You're not going to miss a $20 bill in February. You're not going to miss a $20 bill in March. Just throw those in the envelopes, forget the envelopes are there, and whatever you do, don't go pulling out of the envelopes in a moment where you decide, I want pizza tonight. No, once the money goes in the envelopes, that money no longer exists until it's time to use those envelopes. So that's one of my strategies for dealing with the holidays right now. With Halloween, I have already ordered my children's costumes. There are many places you can order the costumes. Halloween Express, Amazon.com sells boatloads of costumes. In fact, that's where my son's has come from. And another thing you want to do with costumes is if you're recycling a previous costume, like from an older child down to a younger child, right now is the time to check and make sure you have all the parts. There's nothing worse than it being the day before Halloween and you're just now pulling out the costume and you're realizing, oh no, one of Wolverine's claws is missing, or we can't find the mask. So yeah, if you're going to recycle a costume, now is the time to make sure you have all the pieces and that it's all good to go. And then if you're a teacher like me, I actually dress up every year. I do that. And so a great place to find adult costumes is HalloweenExpress.com and Chasing Fireflies. They're kind of pricey on Chasing Fireflies, but the quality is definitely a step up. And like I bought this one cat costume from them, and it's kind of like a black dress with feathers around the wrists and around the hem of the dress and the neckline, with an adorable mask and these little ears and a tail. And I admit I paid a pretty penny for that costume, but I've now used that costume 5 or 6 times and it still looks like brand new. And when Halloween is over, I just kind of like spritz it with a little bit of Febreze because you can't really wash it because of the feathers. So I just kind of Febreze it and then let it air for a few days and put it away. But yeah, Chasing Fireflies has really beautiful grown-up costumes where you don't have to look like a hoochie mama. Because some costumes, especially girl costumes, what is with the hoochie mama girl costumes? Seriously, knock that off. So anyway, moving on. Another thing for Thanksgiving, also right now the Oriental Trading's, the catalogs are already arriving. So if you think you want new decor for outside of the house, start perusing the catalogs. And I know myself in my classroom, a lot of my children won't have a Halloween costume. They just won't. But they want to have a Halloween costume. So Oriental Catalog is a really good place to get cheap costume pieces for like an entire classroom. So like this year I'm planning, right here they have pirate bandanas, $10.99 for a dozen, and then for $5.25 a dozen, skull and crossbones pirate eye patches. I'm just going to buy a dozen of these because I only have like 30 kids, so, and some of them will come in costumes. They're really proud of their costumes, but there's always, like 10 to 12 kids in my room who just won't have a costume. So I figure between the bandana and the eye patch, that'll make a cute little impromptu costume for them. And then for the girls here, this is $12.99 for 6 pieces. They have these cat's eye glasses. I think those are so adorable. So I'm going to get some glasses and a few of the little headbands and ears. And then I always take an eyeliner with me to work, so you can just kind of draw some whiskers on real quick. So this way I will have an assortment of boy or girl costumes, pirates or kitties, and the children who don't have a costume or who cannot afford a costume will have something really cute to wear that day and feel part of the celebration. Plus, really, is there anything worse than being the child sitting in the classroom who doesn't have a costume for Halloween and the Halloween class party? Plus, this way, they can even wear these after school to go trick-or-treating. Because I know there's a lot of grown-ups who have this attitude of, if you don't have a costume, don't knock on my door. Part of trick-or-treating is you must come in a costume. And maybe that's fine if you live in a fancy suburb, but when you're inner city, costumes aren't cheap. They're expensive. So that Oriental Trading, if you're a teacher and you need costumes for a group, check them out. They have some really good stuff. Moving on to Thanksgiving. Actually, real quick, for Thanksgiving and Halloween and even Christmas, One of the things I did this summer was I went through and collected all of my decor items. I am really famous for every year buying new pieces of decor, and I'll set those out to display in the house, and I will forget to dig out, especially not so much Christmas. Everyone goes all out for Christmas, but a lot of the Halloween and Thanksgiving items that I've bought in previous years, I will literally forget to go get those and dig them out and put them out for the holidays. So one of the things I did this summer was I bought big bins, and I went through and I collected everything from every closet, every nook and cranny, every storage area. So now all of my Halloween stuff is in one bin. All of the Thanksgiving stuff is in one bin. This way when I go to decorate the house, I'm not going to forget half my items are in this closet that I haven't looked in months and months and months and just forgot about them. So collect all of your decor, because if you're like me, you probably have a lot more decor than you even realize you have. In fact, once I actually pulled it all together, I was kind of astounded at just how much stuff I've bought for decorating. It kind of blew my mind a little. And because of that, I have no intention of buying anything this year as far as like home decor goes for the holidays. Moving on to Thanksgiving. Start planning that menu. I am a traditionalist, so there's a big part of me that just believes in you don't mess with the Thanksgiving dinner. It is what it is. But as much as I know that the apple and sweet potato compotes can be cooked every year, and that there will be mashed potatoes, and you don't mess with the stuffing recipe that you've been cooking for 20 years, I do like to include one new dish. So, you've got your 10 dishes that are, yes, these are, sacred. You don't mess with them. But I do like to incorporate like one dish a year that can come and go. So I've already been like looking through some of the magazines and the different catalogs, trying to figure out what it is I'm going to cook that's different this year. And believe it or not, now is the time to write down that Thanksgiving grocery list. Because if you're like me, I make a list every Thanksgiving, and I go to the supermarket and I come home and it's the day of the meal or the night before the meal, and sure enough you realize, son of a gun, I forgot to buy sticks of butter. I've got margarine, but I wanted real butter for the bird, and yeah, so now is the time to write that grocery list, check it twice, make sure it's all there. And it's even time where you can start buying your bottles of wine and some of your staples that, you don't have to worry about them spoiling. Start buying some of those things now and tuck them into the back of the pantry in a safe spot where you won't accidentally grab them. And I like to kind of disperse the cost of all of this stuff because it all adds up. Because not only do we have Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, but both of my boys have fall birthdays. And we have a big birthday party, plus we celebrate their birthdays on their actual day. And then my husband's birthday is in November. My sister-in-laws both have birthdays in October. For my family, fall is nuts. It is just absolutely crazy because everyone's birthday is in this season. All the big holidays are in this season. We will usually try to plan a trip up north to the cottage during this time frame, and it's just a lot. Plus, September is crazy for me anyway because of a school year. September is always the hardest month of the school year because that's the month the kids are a little out of control because they're learning your rules and routines. And our very first birthday party is September 5th, and it's just like, wow, it's a lot, which is part of the reason why come the end of December, I'm literally just done. I'm done. So, also for Thanksgiving right now, the Current catalogs are coming out, and Current really puts out some really adorable things. I've already seen in William and Sonoma, their fall catalogs are out for decor and like dishes and all of those things. So yeah, so if you want to start doing some Thanksgiving planning, it's already here. And I saw in Hallmark, all of the Halloween stuff is already there, and I've even seen Christmas wrapping paper in Hallmark. So yeah. And then moving on to the big one, the granddaddy of them all, Christmas. Summer is the perfect time to fill out those Christmas cards. I love the cards from Papyrus, but my trick is I buy these literally like 2 days after Christmas, when all of the cards at Papyrus are anywhere from 50 to 75% off. So literally this year's Christmas cards, they were purchased on December 27th past, and then about 2 weeks ago I sat down, and one of the things I did was I made sure I had all the new addresses, because we did have several people in our lives move this year and relocate. So I had to, send out emails or Facebook or call, what's your new address? Can I get that from you, please? And then I still haven't addressed them yet, but the inside of the cards, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, love, Tina, Bill, AJ, Casey, blah, blah, blah. That's all done. The cards have been return addressed, stamped, because I actually bought extra stamps last year at the end of Christmas, and sealed. All of the seals are on them. Okay, and if I can get this to open up. One of the things I like about Papyrus cards too is that they give you the little hummingbird sticker on the end. And I always love their little cards. I think their little cards are just the cutest little thing in the world. So, and I'm sorry if my family members, you just saw your Christmas card. Sorry about that. Hopefully by the time December rolls around, you'll forget what it looks like. But, and another thing I've learned to do to make my life a little less crazy is I have stopped doing photo Christmas cards. One, they're outrageously expensive. Each one of the different photo companies, I swear they just keep raising those prices higher and higher and higher. And so you're suddenly spending $100 on a photo Christmas card that half the time when it arrives, you're not even satisfied with the way it comes out. And a week after Christmas, most people just kind of chuck those cards into the garbage anyway. I like, honest to God, Christmas cards. I like a pretty little Christmas scene. I like a little glitter and something shiny on the cards. I really want a traditional Christmas card. I like sending traditional Christmas cards, and we've done the photo cards, believe me. Especially when we had Casey, and he was just so doggone cute as a baby and a toddler. We've done all the photo cards. But I find those to be really stressful, very time consuming, extremely expensive, and people are just going to throw them away anyway after the holiday. I stopped doing it. I went back to old-fashioned Christmas cards because, like I said, I can do these in July, and now I just have to put some address labels on them, and they're done. They're done. It's August, and my Christmas cards are done. So, yes. Stocking stuffers. Now is a great time to start buying those stocking stuffers. Chapstick, earbuds, the little trinkets and pieces of junk that we throw into the kids' stocking stuffers. No one says you have to wait for December to start buying that stuff. A lot of the stocking stuffers I have to do are for teenagers. So they don't necessarily want a pair of little socks with Santa Clauses on them anyway. They would much rather have something from Hollister or from a makeup beauty counter. So you can start buying these things now and even wrap them and tuck them away. And because I know for myself, I don't mind wrapping the big presents, but wrapping stocking stuffers gets to be so tedious and annoying. So if I can wrap half my stocking stuffers in August and the other half in September and not have to think about it again, that's a win for me. It really is a win. Just make sure you label them really well so you know which stuffers go to which person. Another thing, right now is definitely the time to stock up on scissors and tape. There's nothing worse than trying to cut wrapping paper with scissors that just won't glide. I love it when you're wrapping paper and you've got a good pair of sharp scissors and you don't even have to cut them, you just slide it across. So if your scissors are old and worn out, get them now, and tape is on sale because it's school supply time. Buy a year's worth of tape right now and you're done with it and you're good to go there. Presents. I have been doing a lot of watching of YouTube videos to get a lot of gift ideas. I really love Organized Like Jen. She just recently became Pretty Neat Living, but she's on YouTube, and she has several years worth of Christmas guides where she's done her stocking stuffers for that year, and she's done gift guides for the different things that she's bought people. And excuse me, I admit some of her presents are a little pricey because she's obviously in a little bit of a higher income bracket, which is fine, but she has some amazing ideas and some unique gift ideas for choosing different presents for people. This way you're not giving the same kind of present year after year. So I got a ton of ideas from her, and then I also went through, and there's a couple of blogs on the internet that review subscription boxes. That's all the blog does, is it reviews the contents of the Pop Sugar boxes, Birchbox, FabFitFun, and just a wide variety of boxes, subscription boxes. And a lot of times you don't necessarily want to buy those boxes because you know you're not going to like everything in the box. But I find, especially the Pop Sugar Luxury Edition for Men Christmas box, there's usually like one or two really cool presents in there. And if you're like me, shopping for men is one of the hardest thing to do. I can shop easy breezy for women, I really can. But when it comes to buying those gifts for men, especially the man who doesn't seem to need anything, or they already own everything, they don't need anything else, the previous Pop Sugar boxes really do have some interesting ideas in there to get an idea for that man who's hard to shop for. So definitely check those out. And other YouTubers as well have some really great gift guides. So I've spent a lot of time in like June and July just watching Christmas videos of gift guides, collecting all my ideas for what I want to do. Because especially for my husband and my boys, and then my side of the family, in here, on paper, all my Christmas shopping is done. I haven't actually bought the items yet because I don't want to have the receipts dated for July and August, and when they open their presents on Christmas morning or the day after Christmas, if they don't like it, they can't return it. So I won't actually order the gifts in here until about a week before Thanksgiving. So this way, if they choose to return it, their receipt will still be valid and they can return the gifts. But I basically know what every member of my family is getting for Christmas. It's done. With the exception of something that the boys will come to tell me, as we get closer to the holiday, something that they suddenly want that I didn't know already. But yeah, honestly, on paper, my Christmas shopping is done. It's just a matter of going on the internet and going click, 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 add to cart, ship it, and yes. So that is amazing. I've never done this before, where I literally know in August pretty much 95% of the presents that I'm buying for people. So that is just going to make my life so much easier. Another thing I've done over the summer vacation was actually make up the list of presents of things I want to have. My father every year asks me for a list of ideas. My husband will ask me to give him a list of ideas. My sister-in-laws and my husband's family, everybody wants a list from me. And I never know what to put on the list. I really don't, because a lot of times you just don't think about these things, and now it's like the first week of December and everyone's like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And you're like, I don't know what I want. And so this year it's done. I literally have different lists that I wrote for different people, and it's done. I mean, and I didn't go crazy. I don't really ask for outrageous things. I kind of ask for smallish things or a couple of little splurges of things that I really wouldn't usually purchase for myself. But yeah, it's done. No scrambling or looking through catalogs going, I don't want that, I don't want that. My Christmas list for myself that people are going to ask for are already done. So yeah, because that one, for some reason, that's a big issue for me every year. I hate trying to come up with a personal Christmas list to give to everybody. And then one last thing I want to talk about real quick before I wrap up this video, because I didn't think this was going to be a long video, and somehow I've ended up talking my full head off. I've kind of just come to the conclusion that all of my videos are going to be at least 20 minutes, and I apologize for that, I really do. I don't know how YouTubers make these 8-minute videos. How do you do that? I'm a talker. I can't shut up. Anyway, one of my last suggestions for Christmas is to start figuring out those potluck dishes now. What are you going to cook? I know if you're like me, you probably have like 3 or 4 tried and true recipes that everyone loves, but when you cook that year after year after year, you kind of get sick of cooking the same things over and over. It's like, I don't want to make that again. I know everybody loves it, but I don't want to make it again. So, but at the same time, if you wait until December, it can get a little scary to suddenly cook a brand new recipe, because what if it comes out and it's awful? So right now is the time to start finding those different casseroles or big party ideas and make a half size just for you and your family. You know, cut the recipe in half and make it as a side dish for dinner one night and see how it tastes. Is this something you would want to serve? Because if your life is anything like my life, you know, one, we host a Christmas party that's separate from Christmas. We always do this like the second weekend in December. So I've got to put out an assortment of dishes for that party. And then for Thanksgiving, I'm expected to bring a dish for the Thanksgiving. I am expected to bring several dishes for Christmas parties. There are the many birthdays I mentioned, so you have to bring a dish for those parties. I feel like all of November and December, my whole life is about just bringing a dish. So yeah, cook those dishes now and just get them done. With that, I'm going to wrap up this video, and I hope you found this video helpful or useful in some way. I know it's very different from my usual videos that I put out, but again, I really want to like the holidays again. And the only way I can do that is to just plan, and organize as much as I possibly can to just lighten the load come fall. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me in the future, click the subscribe button, and I will talk to you later.